We are live. Welcome everyone to today's daily tune-in. How are you all? I want to just check in and see how everyone's doing. Leave in the comments. What I put a question up. I thought, oh, maybe I didn't. I don't know what happened to it. Um, while kind of get 30 seconds or so, people getting in. I just wanted to check in, see how everyone's doing. We're about to enter some pretty big tsunami kind of energies here in the next 3 weeks. So we're going to talk about that today. But first, I want to give a quick announcement, a quick update on moving forward and what it means for you for me to move forward a little bit with the work that I do outside of here. Hi Quebec, or hi Quebec. Hi Isabel, welcome. Thank you and welcome. I don't know, I'm all awkward for some reason right now. Um, but a quick update. I had this idea a couple of weeks ago and have been kind of toying with it, and it was an idea that was a little bit I don't know if scary was the word, but a little bit uncomfortable. And over the last couple of weeks, I've been mulling it over and have decided that I am going to make, hi Christine, I am going to make my entire platform donation based. What that means is all sessions that I do, all hypnomeditations, um, basically everything that creative immersions. Immersions are, I kind of shut those down for a little while as we were transitioning and up leveling our life. But now that I'm here, a lot of the immersions are going to be in person. And so it may not affect you. I hope it does. I hope it means that we are getting together in person to immerse you and immerse groups that come together here in Albania to immerse you into like quantum leaps in your life and coming together, immersing you in this environment, in consciousness, in getting through to all of your layers and all of your beliefs and paradigms and all of the things to up level you into a higher awareness, a higher consciousness. And these immersions are quite powerful. The ones that I have done in the past are pretty powerful. So all of those are going to be donation based as well. I'm doing this, why I'm transforming. I don't even want to call it my business, but transforming the work into donation based is because it's a whole different level of consciousness. It's a whole different level of where we're going in the fifth dimensional unified consciousness of these higher frequencies. Fifth dimensional goes into the soul levels of existence. In the 3D world that we have known, there's been quite a conditional understanding of a service is then paid for in monetary value, and it's the value that somebody puts on their work and if or their knowledge, and if you can't afford the knowledge you don't get it. And that never resonated with me, but that's just the world we lived in. And then as we go into the fourth dimensional realms, that's the energetic realm. And we start to understand more that what we give and how we serve from the heart has a belief that it does come back. But many times, still in that fourth dimensional realm, there's those lower frequencies of fear, lack, scarcity. And if any of those filters are in existence, then there's still a conditional aspect to a service. If there's lack and scarcity, there's a fear of being in a giving and service nature. There's a lack of faith in the creative energy of imagination and a creative energy of the work we are here to do, the service-based work that each of us individually are here to give. This is uncomfortable because we have never lived in this aspect of service in the fifth dimensional realms, but we know that in the Aquarian age, in the fifth dimensional realm of the energy, the frequency, it is a unified consciousness. It's a Christ consciousness. It's source creator consciousness. That means God, source, spirit just abundantly gives. We are all taken care of. We understand that each individual has something to give creatively. And I don't mean by painting something all the time. I don't mean by writing. Yes, there are those who are here to do that. But there are those like myself who have a gift of understanding energies, of consciousness, and that knows how to use the knowledge and the wisdom learned through studying, through experience, through transformation myself, through understanding frequencies and consciousness that I can give of my creative energies. I can give of my energy in the practices that I know, in the exercises that I know, in the modalities that I know. I can help somebody, serve them, and bring them up into a higher consciousness and change their life. And I have enough evidence in the work that I have done that I do that effectively. Therefore, I trust that if I just give of myself, like I do on here, like I do in sessions, that I will be taken care of financially in this physical world. I do not want someone to not be able to have access to my knowledge because they can't afford it. Because I've been there. I've been that person that just wanted to be helped and couldn't afford in some aspects of different modalities or different ways in life, different services in life. So I've just had to figure out how to do it on my own. I've just had to figure out how to learn it. So a lot of things I just learned on my own. But that takes a lot of time. That takes a lot of effort. And I don't want to be the person who's like, well, sorry, you can't afford me. I don't understand that. So as a healer, as a unique expression of source consciousness, I'm moving to a donation-based platform. It's uncomfortable, but I trust it. I have enough evidence in this last year. I've completely disconnected from all known sources of income and have just, yeah, as you all know, traveled the world and not abundantly, but when the time was needed, when the time of need came, I things just happen. Magic happened, source happened, and I've been able to get around this world. And now I understand that I'm always taken care of. And I have enough evidence and enough faith in that that I can take care of you and do that abundantly. And I will receive abundantly in all ways. So, very cool. So, all sessions, as I said, immersions, any recordings, hypno meditations, they are going to be donation based. I'll talk about one today. But the other thing is, the Ascension Bank is in essence a $22 donation a month where you get the whole library of everything, every recording that I do, every recording that I've done. Plus, once a week, we get together in a group format online on Zoom so that we can share and have conversations. And then there is a community, there is a gathering, there's a sacred gathering that we have. That's really the advantage. So for $22 a month of a donation, you're getting a lot more value than $22. So that's the way to just get it all. But if it's for a one-off kind of thing or for these daily tune-ins, you can simply make a donation. And I put the link on here up on the PayPal link. So moving forward, we are about to move into, I got some notes down here. So if you see me looking down, I've got them on this little shelf. We are moving into a pretty intense 3 weeks that are coming up energetically. And today is the new moon. It's dark, right? The moon is dark, and we are moving into the lunar new year. We're moving into we're moving into the year of the tiger. So this is a really exciting transition. So if you remember, I want to take this out of the ethereal realm of, what the hell is the year of a tiger really? Or, but we know that many of us tune into astrology, many of us tune in, but we don't really understand how it works. But remember that our whole universe is energetic. What happens on the sun affects every single planet that orbits around the sun, right? What happens in Mercury, when Mercury kind of slows down and goes into retrograde, it has an energetic effect on all planets. So every movement in the cosmic universe has an energetic effect on our planet. And as we've been talking about on this daily tune-ins almost daily, what happens in our planet happens to us and all sentient beings and all of creation on Earth. So we are now transiting into a new cycle. We talked about cycles yesterday, right? We talked about the transformational cycle. And when we start to really tune into these annual cycles, the changing of New Year's, the changing of the changing of seasons, changing of energetic orbits of our planet. We have these annual cycles, and when we understand how to tune into them, we can use them to our advantage. Why they seem so ethereal, right? Not right now, but in modern world, in modern day, why they seem so kind of weird is because we've never been taught them. The wisdom in which we are now really understanding and starting to work with has been hidden because from us for millennia, because it's so powerful. It is the energetics of creation. And when we understand these cycles, that's what these daily tune-ins, it's understanding the cycle and the energetics of every day. So when we tune into them, work with them, manipulate the energy in our favor, not for our own advancement or power, but for the power of all from a place of a unified consciousness, we can then evolve our whole planet because we evolve our consciousness. So when we have all more and more of humanity waking up, right? The mass awakening, people are understanding more and more how these energies affect us. We're learning more, we're coming online. And when we start to understand these cycles and work with them, that's how this entire planetary rise is happening into that fifth dimensional frequency where it is a unified consciousness. So, what's happening today is the new moon lunar year. The year of the tiger is about exercising evils. We see that, right? We see that happening now. We see that happening in our governments. I know a lot of us want it to happen faster, but we're seeing it, and it's so exciting. We see what's happening with the revolution that's happening all across the world. Unified consciousness is rising, and people are coming together. And now the lights are going on. People are understanding the collective consciousness of revolutionizing the the global narrative, right? People are coming together and we're seeing it just spread across the entire planet. It's so exciting. It's also the year of the tiger is about strength, bravery, and a prosperous year. So we are transiting into a completely new lunar year. And tomorrow we are invoking the Aquarian portal for 3 weeks. So, okay, here's some more ethereal words. Portals are like tsunamis of energy, and they happen throughout the year. They're in cycles. Okay, we had a portal between the November 11th, and we went through this. So there's a 40-day portal of massive tsunami of energy that from 11/11 to December 21st. That's going to happen. The dates might be a little bit different, but that's going to happen again this coming November because it's a cycle. So this cycle, this 3-week cycle is going to be happening. And here's the thing. This 3-week cycle is going to be intense. It's like another tsunami of energy that we get to work with. And today we're going to talk about what that looks like and what that means by using yesterday's metaphor of the birth cycle. Okay. So we talked about yesterday the birth cycle of working and manipulating energies and when I talk about manipulating, it's a whole different consciousness. Okay. It's not the old paradigm of manipulation for, to deceive. This is manipulation of working, like working magic. Magicians know how to, the true, let's take that word out. Healers back in the day were basically crucified and killed because they knew how to work with the natural flow, natural healing. Therefore, they were the ones that knew the wisdom. And we're going to start to reawaken this wisdom in you and in me so that we can actually manipulate this for the higher good of all. So In these next 3 weeks, we have a really big opportunity to create change in your life, in your consciousness, which will then create physical change in your reality and in the collective reality. So imagine the conception period. So this is going to be an intensified 3 weeks. So we're going to have this whole transition happen of energy in 3 weeks. So how it's going to basically look is we're going to have an idea in mind. What is it you want to create in those three weeks? I would suggest spending time in this next 24 hours because tomorrow we start going through this portal of energy, okay? And I want you to think of it like this. We're kind of getting a 3-week training period. Back in the day, I was a pretty highly competitive gymnast, and right before we went into a pretty big competition, whether it be state, regional, or national competition. The few weeks before, it was intense. We were training hard. There was no there was no mercy. Our bodies were beat up, but it was the final push emotionally, mentally, and physically to bulk up, to get our routines down, to kind of put it in our cellular memory so that when we went into competition, our minds were right, our focus was right, our bodies were right, and our bodies just did the routines and we had a chance at winning, right? That is what the universe does for us. It opens up these energetic tsunamis of portals so that we can train ourselves. We can go into an intensified moment in time, so to speak, in a moment of energy to get intense, to train hard, so that at the end of these 3 weeks, at the end of this time, we then move in and we start to watch this energy that we have just really gotten into, manipulated into a flow that when that starts unfolding in physical form, it's our physical realities are ascending because we did do the work to ascend ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually in these 3 weeks in this portal of time. Okay. So tomorrow is February 2nd, 2022. We are coding. Our reality is one big holographic code. So when we work with those codes through our electromagnetic field. Our electromagnetic field is created from the thoughts that we have, the emotions, the thoughts, and I'm talking about the creative thoughts, the ones from creator mind, not the egoic thoughts. Okay? These are the ideas we have, the conception of ideas from spirit, from God, from universe, whatever you want to call it. The conception of the idea of what these 3 weeks are going to be about is the idea. And that when that conception of idea comes through, and you're like, that's what I'm focusing on for the next 3 months. That's what I'm keeping in mind. That's what I'm carrying in my heart. That's what I'm creating. Your heart expands because it's like, I like this. It is the idea of the creator mind that is a unique idea for you. That's what you're going to be creating your electromagnetic field with, so that the physical reality then reflects that as we move through these 3 weeks and into the next few weeks, months, whatever the idea is. That is for you to tune into. That is for you to connect with your guides, to your God, however you connect to your soul frequency. What is it I am here to create? What is it that I want to give my training period of these next 3 weeks? And I want to put this idea, this electromagnetic field, in this tsunami wave and allow it to take my electromagnetic idea, my electromagnetic field around this idea, and that tsunami, I'm going to send it off to be manipulated into physical reality. What is that going to be? I'd love for you to share it because I want to see what, not that I want to see, I want to hold it in mind for you. So tomorrow is when we enter into this tsunami of energy. And we also had a pretty powerful solar flare that came through. So again, the sun is helping this energy. This solar flare sends the plasma light into our field. And that plasma light, we talked about that, I think, last Monday on the Daily Tune In. That plasma light is the fuel for our electromagnetic field. So we are being aided and helped by the cosmic energies and the cosmic alignment of energies coming in. So this is 2022 is a rare numerical frequency that will lift Earth, therefore us, right, in consciousness, through the portal of light known as the Aquarius Gateway. This is how a massive acceleration of collective awakening is going to happen again. The collective is going to then have a huge ascension in connection, so that after these 3 weeks, more knowledge, more light, more wisdom comes online in every human and in the collective. And the tsunami of energy is going to take the entire collective of the planet up into a higher frequency of operation of reality. Okay. So the master number is 22. So this is going to take us from the 2nd of February to February 22nd to 2022. So that is another really big day that we'll talk about when we get there, what that means. I haven't downloaded it yet. But here's the thing. We get knowledge from source, from the creator mind. We get that knowledge individually on a need to know basis. If we wait to know everything, we aren't going to ever know it. It's kind of like, the military, when they get their orders, they get the orders on a need to know basis. They don't know where they're going to be in 2 months or 5 months. It's when you need to know, you'll know the mission and you go. It's kind of the same way, but in like a whole different consciousness, a whole different elevated reality of how we get our knowledge. So my unique creative gift is to understand how energy works and how to use it to my advantage, and how to break it down into practical ways to share with you all. So I get on a need to know basis, on a daily basis, is how I get my knowledge. And therefore, I can't tell you what 3 weeks is going to be. I just know that today I was told to take this message. This is what you need to know for today. That was for me, and I'm sharing it with you. And that's on a need to know basis. Here's how we're going to work through this. These energies for the next 3 weeks are going to amplify the divine potential 1,000-fold. Okay? Think about what idea you have that lights you up. What would you love to have the divine potential to expand 1,000-fold? Use that as the question when you tune into your higher self or your God, your spirit, whatever you want to call it. What is mine to create? What would I love to create? And what would I love to expand 1,000-fold? Because what you would love to create is going to expand into a bigger expression when you consciously choose to create it and manipulate it with the tsunami of energy that we're going to be in for the next 3 weeks. Since the obsolete paradigms, which we've talked about for many weeks now, are dismantled, there is no filter of darkness to shadow this portal for you. Okay. So there is nothing to fear. Basically, there is nothing to fear. That old paradigm. So the fear of, oh, I can't, or I'm not good enough, or I'm too afraid, or I lack that, or I'm scarce in this. All of those old paradigms have been washed. If you're hanging on to them, that is your choice. That might be what you intend in these 3 weeks, to shed all of these old programs, all of these old paradigms. Maybe that's the work that you do. Or if you've already done most of that and you want to elevate your experience in whatever, in relationships, in money, in business, and work, whatever it is, that might be the intention. And that gets amplified 1,000-fold. Okay, so this is how this is going to work in the next 3 weeks. Remember yesterday we talked about the birth cycle, so to speak, and we're going to put that in a metaphoric example for these next 3 weeks. So the conception of the idea is the idea we've been talking about. What is that for you? Then break this 3 weeks down into, let's just say, a whole birthing process is going to happen in these 3 weeks from conception to birth. So, can you imagine in like baby making, it all happening in 3 weeks? It's going to be intense. So, you'll have the conception of the idea, and then the first trimester is really going to be where the energetics of your spiritual centers are going to align and integrate with the idea. So that's going to, you're going to get activations in your higher chakras, okay? From your third eye to the crown chakra all the way up to your soul star chakra. So there's going to be a lot of energy work going on in the first couple of days of this portal. So remember, everything that happens in energy will happen physically eventually. So there may be physical symptoms. You might have some headaches. You might have more ringing in the ears. You probably will. The tones are going to change as you come up in frequency. The tones in your ears are going to change. You might have some back of the neck tightness or stiffness, because remember that ganglionic center is in the back of the base of your spine. That's the whole energy center that goes down your spine starts there. So again, this is all associated. This heady area is your spiritual center. So that's all going to be activated. Then the next trimester of this, I shouldn't call it trimester, but you get the terminology. I'm just trying to put it into practical terms. The next phase then of this change is going to be the heart activation, because remember the creative mind is now going to say, I have this idea for you, but the version of your spiritual centers that you have now are not at the frequency I need that to be, that I need you to have in order to tune into and create that idea. So you are going to be activated, and then your heart has to also come up. Your heart energy center, your energetics of who you are, your biocircuitry has to also come up to meet that frequency. So heart palpitations. I get a lot, like I call them heart palpitations, but it's more like it just feels like energy going vroom, 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 vroom sometimes. And I know that like at that point, and it can feel intense because we've been taught to fear anything going on in the heart area. Oh my God, you're having a heart attack, right? And that, that does happen. However, because of this portal that we're going through, these higher frequencies, these higher changes, you might have heart palpitations. These symptoms that we go through as we ascend higher are simply, they're temporary. If they are chronic, then obviously get it checked out. If you are afraid, don't sit in that fear. Get it checked out by a doctor you trust. If you are pretty healthy and you're experiencing these things and it's a temporary thing and it lasts for a couple hours, maybe a day, and then you're done, it's most likely an ascension symptom. So you'll have these physical these physical symptoms. Okay. Then the third trimester is when everything happens physically, right? Like the baby is coming up physically and getting ready to birth. You're like about to explode. So the lower three chakras in the belly area are the chakras that are associated with the physical sense, the physical self. So that part of you, those parts of you, are going to be the ones then that are having to come online. The last parts to get activated, or the last energetics of you to get well, I say activated, but it's come up in frequency is those lower three chakras, because they are getting prepared to be the birth, the energy of these 3 weeks into physical reality. Comes here, comes all the way down to the heart, into the physical. So in the last couple of days of this 3 weeks, you might have gut issues. You might be constipated. You might have diarrhea. You might, have a churning going on. There's a lot that's going to be happening. I have gotten some messages from people who are like, "Man, my stomach, right? My stomach," and that's really what's happening. You are getting ready to birth the energy into reality, right? And so all the energetics are going to be worked out in these next 3 weeks. If you are feeling uncomfortable, or if you have something physically going on, I recorded an amazing medbed healing meditation back in December. I'm gonna actually, I want to read it to. Well, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but this thing, when I was recording it, I recorded it on the 1212 portal. So I did it intentionally when we were in that tsunami, those 40 days, and the 1212 portal is an extremely potent, energetic day. And remember, 12 is, I'm going to read you, the 12 is a sacred cosmic number. It is it's a number of space and time. 1 plus 2 equals 3, representing the third dimensional realm in which physicality resides. There's 12 months of a year, 12 signs of the Western zodiac, 12 disciples, right? 12 is a sacred number and holds the material world together. Remember the coding. Numbers are in everything. Numbers are the coding of our entire existence. 12 is the number that holds the material world together. 12 is the number that holds your body together. This recording came, and I was told, guided, to record it on 1212 because it was for the physical body and the healing of the physical body. So what this medbed healing meditation, hypno meditation does, it's over an hour long. It's really powerful. I will tell you, I was wiped out for the rest of the day after I recorded it because I recorded it, I think at like 3 a.m. All of a sudden I got the message like, it's time. I popped out of bed. I went and I recorded it. And afterwards the energy of it was just, I was shaking, quite frankly. But it's going to integrate your multidimensional self, the cleansing, clearing, and purging of all the densities, the blocks, disease, toxicity, traumas trapped in the physical body and emotional bodies. It's going to release that. It's going to purge of thoughts, beliefs, and patterns of illness, disease, and resonating energies of the subconscious mind, the parts of your subconscious mind that hang on to, I'm sick, or I'm afraid of illness, I have a disease, I have chronic pain. Anything that we attach to, like anything the mind is attached to in physicality, if it holds that belief in its filing system, it will continue to manifest in your body. So this hypno meditation will go through and cleanse out the lower densities of beliefs and limitations of the subconscious mind. And from there, after the subconscious mind is closed, we then went into the quantum field, to a crystal healing room where your med bed awaits you. It sounds so crazy, but like, it's the coolest thing, though. It's the coolest thing. I've gotten so much good feedback from Ascension Bank members who have access to it. This is where you embark on a sound, tone, and vibrational immersion to calibrate your system to a higher frequency of healing. This recording is 1 hour and 11 minutes, and I didn't even try to do that. When I finished it, I was like, oh, it's like the coolest thing, because it was 12:12, and it was an hour and 11 minutes, and it's recommended to listen to prior to going to bed, where your system can fully integrate the healing overnight. So I did decide, because everything's donation based, it is already available for Ascension Bank members. If you just want a one-off donation, you can make a donation today. And if you do make a donation, the link is in the chat. I will send you that recording, and you will have full access to it. You will have lifelong access to it. So it's a really great, so even if your body isn't diseased, or if you have a healthy body, it still creates that electromagnetic field of health, wholeness, completeness, so that you can keep that energy around you. I'm telling you, I don't care. It doesn't matter what I tell you. I felt like, I feel it. It was one of the meditations that I've recorded that I was like kind of blown away by. Like, I was excited, yes, but I was kind of like, that was pretty powerful. So anyway, so that's available. If you'd like it, you can make a donation and get it. So that's what we've got coming up. Let me just make sure I got all my notes. Let me see what you guys are saying. See some yes. Hang on, let me go to my notes. Do not fear. I have it all capitals. That has got to come through. Do not fear these 3 weeks. The intensity, It might hurt. Remember, I said when we were, training those last few weeks, or any box, like anyone in sport, anything like that, right before competition, right before a highly charged, something that you have to get ready for, the conditioning and the discipline of training happens right before the event. So our energetic consciousness, our next event comes up on February 22nd. So we want to be in the highest consciousness that we can for that. And eventually we'll get the message as to what to expect and what that means for us. But until then, we are going to be disciplined on these daily tune-ins to be in this birthing cycle, because something is being birthed energetically, and we want whatever's being birthed, we want it to be healthy, we want it to be whole, we want it to be complete, we want it to be in that fifth dimensional soul frequency, because that's what we're doing here. We're only creating in that soul frequency. We're not doing that 3D paradigm crap where everything is conditional anymore. We're at a whole different, we're holding the line of consciousness. Holding the line means pulling it up for the entire planet. Why everything else plays out in the 3D realm, let that go. That is no longer ours to worry about or to fear. We are in a whole different level of creation. We are the creators of that higher realm. So let's just concentrate on that for the next 3 weeks. So what is it that you can create in your life? I haven't even tuned into this for myself yet. So I will share it once, like I'm going to do that today and in the morning. I will share what I'm going to be creating in these 3 weeks. I don't know what that is yet. I haven't even gotten it. So we're all in the same boat here. So do not fear. We're going to whatever comes up for you, don't fear any symptoms, don't fear what you see going on or unfolding in the world. It's all what needs to be broken down, what needs to be dismantled, what needs to be removed from your life is going to be removed. What needs to be created is what you are going to be working on and concentrating on and training, putting the training in to create this. Okay. So you are absolutely glowing this morning. Thanks, Christine. It's actually cloudy here today, which was good because it gave me an excuse to nap. Oh, it's raining too. So I was part glowing because I finally slept. Good morning from Florida, Carol. Hi, London, Kazumbi. Hi, Alabama, Northern Michigan. We got people everywhere. Cam, hi, happy first, happy new moon, happy lunar. Yes, happy new year. The other great thing too about the lunar new year is there are billions of people celebrating the lunar new year today. That means the consciousness of our planet in this moment is in a celebratory, happy, collective frequency. That's pretty awesome, right? And then we see everything that's happening across the globe with people just unifying and coming together in a higher consciousness. That's amplifying the celebrations of the Lunar New Year. That's amplifying what we are doing in our little tiny collective over here that we are amplifying. So right now, this is it. The energy, like the universe, God, source, creator, spirit has set us up for this very moment in time on this day to be fully in receptivity of joy, celebration. So let's ride that way. We are the consciousnesses all coming together. All these different collectives that are celebrating are the ones that are pushing the energy into these next 3 weeks. It's amazing how it works. We've got New York City. I used to work in New York City. I love it there. Happy New Year, American Tiger. How exciting. It's going to be an amazing year. It really is. I have that feeling, Christine. I mean, it's what it was it? Strength, bravery, and a prosperous year. Who doesn't want that? Funny. February 2nd, Groundhog Day. Oh, it's Groundhog Day. Yes. Let's break this cycle like in a movie. I love it. Yep, we're gonna break the system. We're breaking the system of that has like held on to us. We're breaking that. Carol, 1212 is your birthday. I hope you get the hypno meditation. It's a good one. I've been having tension in the lower part of my head for a week already. Okay, so again, that ganglionic center. There's a daily tune in, Tara. I don't know if you were tuning in at that point. It was like at the end of December, those last couple of weeks of December, and I think it was called like the 12 powers. There's a that has to do with that. So you might want to tune into that one, find that one. on YouTube because that explains that ganglionic center a little bit more. My ability to earn financially. Oh, okay. Sagacious Nelly. My ability. Here's what you're intending. This is your intention. This is what you're conceiving. All of us are going to hold this in mind for you. My ability to earn financially so I can create opportunities for my community, natural healing clinics, homes, farms, and so it is now. Sagacious. I want to call it spacious. I can't read very well because I don't have glasses and I probably should need them. But um, Nellie, it's already done because it's your idea. That is source. That is God bringing that into you. You are already programmed. You are already coded to create natural healing clinics, homes, farms for your community. It's already done. So trust that. No more fear that you have to go figure it out. No more fear that you got to find, that you got to find the money. Remember, the 5D consciousness is fully unified. It is abundant. It is a community-based and communal consciousness. So I will just say this, the ability to earn financially puts a condition on the idea. The idea then is already conditioned. It says, I can't come in without financial support. And we have been ingrained that and conditioned that is how it's supposed to be. What if there is some other millions of other possibilities of ways that natural healing clinics, homes, farms, and opportunities for your community can be supported by you outside of a financial condition? I'm going to hold that in mind for you because we are moving out of the old paradigm where the only way we can create is through financial paying for something. Okay. Yes, that is a possibility of need, or not need. That is a possibility, but there are billions and infinite other possibilities of ways that you can have that same creation and not have to have it be conditional to finances. But I still want you to have a lot of finances too, so I'm going to hold that in my mind. Good morning, Muffin from Connecticut. Hi, Heather. Welcome. Feeling your energy today. You are on fire. I love it. Oh, hey, Trish. Thanks. Our Ascension member, Ascension Bank members. I've been asking my family for the last week, what lights you up? Follow that. Yes, Jessica. Exactly. So what is lighting you all up? I will try to remember. If not, just somebody remind me. Tomorrow, let's all tune into what that thing is that lights us up. What is the next evolution of our consciousness going to tune into to be created in physical reality? Don't put a condition that it has to be that it has to be created in reality in those 3 weeks. What we are doing now is training and organizing and manipulating the energy in a higher consciousness to be creating then the physical reality after this tsunami. Okay, this beautiful tsunami of energy. So these 3 weeks, what is it that's lighting you up that you're going to hold in your mind, like I talked about yesterday? Being here and with this view and this energy and this environment, I've held in my mind for 10 years. I don't think I'm going to hold something so big. I don't know about anymore, but for now, I'm going to go with like little things because I just want to relax for a minute. And I'm going to tune into the very things that I know that just adjustments. I want some adjustments in my reality. Those are the things. Oh, I think I got the idea, but I'll share it. I'm going to tune into that a little bit more, and I'll share it with you tomorrow. But quite frankly, I would love to hear for you guys from tomorrow. Tune in tonight, over the next day, today and tonight, and let's share tomorrow what it is we are going to be creating in the next 3 weeks energetically. We're going to be training our consciousness to rise up to that level of frequency to match the idea. And once we are there, then the universe organizes into our physical reality. So we're going to create that tsunami of consciousness tomorrow by setting the intention of these next 3 weeks. We're going to share it. We're going to hold it in mind for all of us. And if you're in the Ascension Bank, we are going to come together in communal conversation in these next 4 weeks, well, 3 weeks. But in this next month, and we're going to support these intentions and really take a look at anything that's kind of standing in the way, any limitations, any beliefs, what needs to be purged. And what needs to be purged, if I need to make a hypnomeditation to support that, whatever issues are coming up in our community, I will create a hypnomeditation or some form of a recorded activity of light that is going to help our collective keep rising up and purging anything standing in our way. So make sure you pay attention to A, what is your intention? And B, what is the thing that, or the things that are standing in your way? Once we have kind of a more of a collective idea of what that is, I will support that in some kind of recording. Okay. Thank you all for being here. It's starting to get dark out. I'm losing my light, but I love being here. I'm losing physical light, but I'm glowing. I'm still vibing pretty high with light right now. So thank you all for being here. I'm super grateful for this community. I'm super grateful for all you are to me, and I look forward to supporting your intentions. Mwah. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow.